Hey there, this is Derek from Pacific Coast Auto in Japan, and we're looking at a 2014 Nissan Sylphy. This one here is a small, compact, four-door sedan, 1.8-liter engine in it. Puts out 130 horsepower. This car was bought from auction here in Japan. We're going to be exporting it over to Aruba. And we'll check out the condition of the car and compare it to the auction inspection sheet. A lot of people looking at this might think it looks like a Sentra. That's because the Sylphy is the name of the Sentra here in Japan. This is a third generation. The third generation version of it is the first version that looks the same as the Sentra. First and second generations both were unique styling. They combined the styling for this generation. Okay, the 1.8-liter engine is kind of interesting. The Sylphy has its own twin variable valve timing version of the engine compared to the other models, like the let's see, the Cube has this engine, and the Sentra, of course, and the Wing Road, and a few other models. But this unique version actually has a different number. So you see here it says MRA8. It's actually an MR18 engine, but the A is what this one has special. Apparently, I had to look this up. Nissan says that it has diamond-like carbon coating. It's the only difference. Oh, and the twin variable valve timing. That's right. I'm not sure what is diamond coated. I don't know what benefit that you get out of it, but it does sound cool. And these engines, I really haven't had any problems with reliability on any of these smaller Nissan engines. We don't export a lot of cars with these, but maybe the Cube is the most common one that we do export. Known to be fairly reliable, fairly efficient. Pretty good. I have to say, I like this car. Haven't seen one before. I think it's a good package. Lots of room inside, lots of room in the trunk. Has push start. I'll show you that. I'm going to push unstart it right now. Okay, AC and everything works. I'm going to come back to this in a sec. The map, it's an SD card map, and the auction sheet says the SD card is sent to the buyer by post, so you will get that as well. Okay, so let's first go over the auction inspection sheet, and we'll have a look at that. This is 2014, so the second year in the third generation. And this used to be called a Bluebird Sylphy. In fact, I thought that it was called a Bluebird Sylphy up until today. I had to check why it doesn't have the badging for Bluebird Sylphy. Bluebird, if you guys recall, is the American name for the Nissan 510. And they continued it here up until 2012, and then cut it for this generation. Okay, now it comes with an 1800cc engine on here. Pardon the wind, I do have a windsock, but it's medium strength, and today is a high strength wind. Sylphy, black paint, 91,803 kilometers. This is an automatic transmission version. I believe it's a true automatic, not a CVT, but I'm not sure because I didn't actually drive it more than just pull it out of the lot and bring it here. This auction is a little bit strange. They don't have sales points and notes separate, so they have them together here. I'll go ahead and translate these in a second. But first it has Navi, xenon headlights, digital TV tuner, reverse camera, alloy wheels, intelligent key, toll collection box, power steering, power windows, airbag, and ABS. It's an auction grade 4 with an interior and exterior C. I have to say that interior and exterior can both be B on this. I think they're grading it a little bit hard. Sometimes you'll get that, sometimes it'll be graded not hard enough. It's all, you know, variable in that respect. But this one looks better than we thought, so that's good. You'll see on the diagram here we have A1 and A2. And A2 over here. There's the wind. It's knocking me over. Look at that. It looks way cooler in real life, actually. I don't know how cool that looks on a TV screen usually. Yeah, never mind. Anyways, let's go over this here. The scratches. There are a lot of scratches, but most of them are kind of like this. They're scratches that you will be able to polish out once you polish the car. It has the look of a car that is now 8 years old, that has never been polished before, and has never had any attention to paint other than the odd washing. This one here you probably can't polish out. Maybe a few of these you can't. But for the most part, I'd say that this is better than expected. The side panels have really no dents in them anywhere. Any of the scratches are mild, with a few medium ones. And then there are two larger scratches that I'll get to in a second. going over the sales points here. It says original late model memory Navi is an MC313DW. Intelligent key is going to be sent to the buyer, a second one. Map and SD for the drive recorder is going to be sent to, drive recorder. Nice. Going to be sent to the buyer. Front and rear corner sensors on this car, xenon headlights, original 16-inch alloy wheels, which is nice. A lot of these base model cars tend to get steel wheels with hubcaps. These ones are fully alloy wheels. Tires are, I did look at them, 5 years old. And there is a little bit of a scratch on the wheel here. What else do we got? Jack and the tools are missing. Seats are dirty and saggy. The driver's seat is saggy. The rest are all fine. Headliner dirty. Headliner has a small cigarette burn. That's something that I didn't notice, but I did notice 2 cigarette burns inside, and I would call the interior a 3 out of 10 in terms of cigarette smell. Let's just have a quick look to see if we can find that cigarette burn in the headliner. There it is. I did take 2 pictures of the headliner, and that's really small. You can't even feel it. You might be able to clean some of the darkness out so that it's less visible still. Okay, what else do we have? Door card interiors are scratched. Interior dirty. Exterior has scuff scratches, small scratches. Pillar has paint marks, which I couldn't find. The pillar, you do have to be careful. It's this part here, all the way from front to back as well. Inside here. And inside here. Now I took a look, I couldn't find any paint marks. Paint marks would usually be there if you had to repair something. And we take a look, this door here, the back door has been replaced. And they didn't grade this one R grade. And the reason for that is because nothing had been repaired. No part of the frame had been repaired. We look here looking for paint marks. I don't see anything here. And that's the most likely one because this door has been replaced. The door opens and closes properly. Of course, these are things that we knew before going into it. We have a bunch of little chips from the seatbelt getting caught in the door there, but nothing I can see that looks like paint. Oh my gosh, that wind is coming at me. I should have put my bigger windsock on. Okay, and this is a locked car at the auction, so that doesn't really matter. Rear bumper says A3. It's actually on this corner here, right near the wheel. And then a scuff over here. It says W1, but there's like a scuff there. I'll show you in a sec. Okay, so let's do a once around. I have to say, the trunk of this was surprisingly big. The car has a style that's kind of tall boy style for a sedan. Has a high waistline, which you'll see on a lot of modern cars. In fact, this car really looks much more modern than many of the cars that we do buy and export. It looks like something that could be sold today, even though this isn't the current generation. It's one generation past. Nissan Prince Nagoya Red Stage is where this was originally bought. That's a car dealer. Nissan has Red Stage and Blue Stage. I don't know why, but it became a thing in Japan to have 2 different versions of each car dealer that sold slightly different cars. Like a lot of people know about like the Sprinter Trudeau and the Toyota Corolla Levin are 2 different versions of roughly the same car with different headlights / other things. One of those would have been sold at the, I think, Toyota Corolla shop, and another one was sold at like Toyota Toyopet, or what's that other one? Nets? Nets is probably where the other one was sold. I don't know, but it became a thing here in Japan to have different versions of cars sold at different versions of Toyota's dealership, or Nissan's dealership, or Mazda's. Nowadays, we still have that, but not to the same extent. I still think we have Blue Stage and Red Stage, though. Okay, so issues. We got a truck coming, the delivery truck. So we are going to show you this one here, the scuff. Now this scuff is here and here. You know, this might actually be the paint mark on the pillar that they're talking about. It has been touched up with touch-up paint. That would be considered part of the pillar. You can see me there. So there's that, and there's this. There's a big scuff there that somebody backed into something and went whoops, but then kept going. It is down at the bottom. It's not a place that you look too much, and you could hide it a lot with some touch-up paint. I like to look at the taillights. I think they look really nice. Sylphy, I think, is a good brand. And I do like the styling of these. Can we open the trunk from here? Well, there's a button there to do it, but I guess not right now. There is a button over here as well. Wonder why that button didn't work. Okay, so large amount of space from top to bottom here to put stuff in. Not that deep this way, but very big inside. It's almost like 30% bigger than a Mark IV Golf, which is actually quite a bit of space on a Mark IV. That's just the only car I could think of that has an average amount of trunk space, I would say. Has a pass-through for skis if people still do that. I don't know if they do. And go in here, this is kind of cool. The crash pad is all like hexagonal and cool. You get a space saver spare tire. And everything in there looks fine. I wonder what that is. I'm gonna go check it out. Oh, I just threw it back in there for a bit. That's a weird angle. Okay. If anyone knows what that is, post it in the comments. I have no idea. Close that up. So there's a little bit of pilling there in the carpet, but very clean and nice looking in there. Got a third brake light that's made out of LEDs. No signs of accident damage in the back. Okay, on to the interior. Getting into the car is easy because the doors open nice and wide. For being a forward door, the back door is not too small, too difficult to get into, and you get a decent amount of leg room in here, you can see. It has ISOFIX anchors for your car seats, if that's what you need. And the cushion in the back is tall enough and long enough that it doesn't feel awkward as an adult sitting in here. Oh, you know what I just did when I sat in here? I don't know how I did it, but I pulled the gasket off. So I'll just work that back in to shape. Sometimes when you get into the Nissan Sylphy, you'll knock the gasket off. There you go, fix your car. Ooh, look at that, you get an extra little window there. Okay, so about this much space, and this seat is in the full back position, although it is fairly upright, my favorite seating position. In the back here, you get an ashtray, because Nissan didn't get rid of the ashtrays in the mid-2000s when many manufacturers did. Thank you, Nissan. Maybe they know their audience. And you get vents in the back, which at this time, I'm not really sure. I don't buy too many new cars, but I remember in the mid-2000s, having vents back here in the console was kind of a BMW, Lexus, Toyota Crown kind of thing. And you wouldn't see it on lower level types of vehicles. One other thing I wanted to mention, I forgot to. This is now an 8-year-old vehicle. This is about the prime time to buy cars that are reliable and low on price, because after a car is about this old, Japanese people get less interested in it, so the price will drop quickly. Power folding mirrors work fine. They have been checked. There's an eco mode that probably just makes it so your transmission doesn't downshift as much. Traction control. Okay, some maintenance on there. Steering wheel's in great shape considering the mileage, and I do like what the gauges look like. Let's just turn that on. And it's smart key, so I just have the keys in there. You just keep them in your bag. Okay, pretty simple, but not bad looking. I'll turn that off again. Dual zone AC, so left and right. Nothing for the rear, just left and the right. And it does work. Like I said, all the mechanical parts work. The power steering is good, the brakes feel good, the throttle response is fine. The shifting is good. That beeping is annoying, but I don't think I can stop it. Okay, console's generally good looking. It has a bit of a waterfall look to it. Has been smoked in. A little place for your wallet or your phone. Okay, place for cups. And more cups. Sylphy. Oh, you need to stop. Stop. Good. Okay, no cracks in the dashboard, no weird glue or sticky marks on it. There's an ETC that was just speaking Japanese. It says there's no card in here. Okay, lots of headroom for the larger people. And let's see. Yeah, the seat is in the full back position. It's a decent room up until about, how much room do you have in here? 6'5", 6'6", so big people could fit in here for sure. Okay, that is basically it for this Nissan Sylphy. We're back in the wind. I'm going to be blown away. You'll be blown away by this car. Oh, I forgot to mention, the headlights, cloudy. You can polish them out if you want. And general, yeah, the car doesn't look like it had been polished in a while, so it needs a good polish to get all of that contamination out of the paint. Anyway, that's it for this one. If you have any questions, please let me know. If not, thank you so much for watching, and have a nice day.